So hi, so actually today the main topic is, hold on, I'm just gonna switch. Today the main topic is the also performance in the web development, especially the front-end part. Let me try to, hold on. So last video I just talked about how to really use lazy loading to enhance the web performance, but now this topic is that how to use how to enhance the web performance using prefetch, prefetch and plus suspense. But it's more, I think we're just gonna go for the prefetch first. So the reason why the prefetch is really important is because in the web front-end part, you don't really load all of the logic and the JavaScript and the API in the one page. So that's kind of really the responsibility of different web front-end engineers, and we should think about what is the priority, what components has higher priority, and what's the component that has low priority. Based on that, we do the prefetching and we put lazy loading and those kind of thing. So if you look at, I'm just gonna show you my website here. So even though this is local host, I think this part is kind of big example of how do you use prefetching. The prefetching doesn't mean like, it also means that prefetching some kind of APIs, but also goal is to reduce the waterfalls. The reason why we have to think about waterfalls is because our components is basically three. The components, our core components could be the parent, could be child of the minimal components. So we have to really think about how to render these components, or how to make these components really faster. So we don't want to call API when the expensive our core components is already loaded. We have to call API first on the parents, and we don't have to wait for the API when our target component is gonna be rendered. So let's see. So I'm gonna give you an example of before the prefetch and the after prefetch. So before the prefetch, if you look at the network tab, so this is after prefetch. Since there's two API we have to shoot. So one is MemberMe and one is curriculums. So there's no really waterfalls in there because we already shoot the prefetch here. So the curriculum APIs we just almost call the curriculum API and MemberMe API almost same time, because network thread can also handle the multiple API calls. Like I think it was like 6 HTTP requests at the part time. So we can just reduce waterfalls by calling it exactly almost same time. So this is kind of really the good thing about prefetch. But what if we delete this prefetch? Wait a minute. So what if we delete prefetch here? So let's delete it and let's see the waterfalls. As you can see here, unlike the previous one, the curriculum, the API calls almost after, like almost how many seconds of it? The like here almost, I think it was like more than 200 milliseconds of here. So that's really kind of bad part, because we wanna our priority is on the curriculums on this part, not the member me, not the showing our user's name. So we have to figure out how to load it in the faster. So this is kind of like big example of waterfalls. The chapter API is calling is being executed late after we render the page. But if we put the prefetch like before, the waterfalls problem is gonna be reduced, and there are so gives like big impact on the web performance. Also, in this part, in the next page, the chapter our next page is chapter page. We also reduce the waterfalls. We almost call the API calls the same. If it's like, if there's no priority, we don't have to recall some kind of API faster. But if it's not, we can just make it into some kind of prefetch with the concurrency. And also, since this rendering markdown into HTML requires big expensive operation, we can just slice this. Yeah, we can just slice this here. We can just slice like this. So I think, so this is it. So this is kind of really explanation about what is prefetch and how we increase the web performance of it. And also, you can use prefetch logic using the React query. I already abstract the React query here. The reason why I use fetch query rather than prefetch query in React query, because to handle the error handling more efficiently. So this is it. Have a nice session next time. Bye bye.